Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be doing a solo playthrough of Coffee Roaster. And in this video, I'm going to roast the coffee beans of São Paulo. Let's get rolling. Alright, so I am about set up here to play Coffee Roaster. I am playing the São Paulo roast, and so we are starting with 13 level 0 tokens, 3 hard beans, 1 defective bean. We've got 3 moisture tokens here, which dictates our starting place. This is the 4-3 spot, so here on round 8 is where we're going to start. We've got 2 of the body tokens, 2 acidity, and 3 aroma. So let's start by shuffling up these cup effects real quick and placing them on the board. All right. And I just filmed a playthrough of this last night and went to edit it and realized I've been playing it wrong all along. So I did a bunch of research and just released a rules refresher so you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did. But it was all about these flavor tokens and how you place them on the board and what the effects are and when what is required. So let's take all of these tokens now and throw them in the draw bag. And I'm just using the regular draw bag that comes with the game. The corners are a little bit square. Sometimes I find the tokens get kind of stuck down there. But I'm going to try and shuffle them up real good. Do my best to get them all mixed. And so when you play Coffee Roaster, you're really supposed to play 3 different roasts in a row and then add up your total score. I'm just going to play through the one. And this will be a fairly short video. I typically finish this one on this 4th round here where you draw 11. I have finished it where I draw 10. I don't know if I've ever gone to this round here where you draw 12 for this particular roast, but I'm just trying to do something a little bit quicker and lighter today. And I am, as always, not an expert in this game, so I'm just kind of playing for fun. When we finish, we would like to have 2 aroma tokens and 1 acidity token in our cup here. So let's get going with the first draw. We need to draw 8 tokens. Maybe we'll draw over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So first we take this moisture token and we eliminate it. And I'm just going to place it over here so we can keep track of sort of what's still in that bag. So that moisture token's out of the game. And this is pretty good. So I don't have any flavor tokens, which is unusual. But I've got 2 of these hard beans that if I roast them, they'll become zeros. And then how many of these zeros did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we're doing a little roasting this first round. And like I said, no flavor tokens, so I don't need to worry about any of that. This is really a good draw for the first round as far as I can tell. So let's go ahead and roast. These zeros become ones. So here's our replacements. And these hard beans become zeros. So we'll just take these to make cleanup a little easier. And now our total roast level in the bag has gone up by 5. So we'll just move the little tracker to 5 so we kind of know what's going on in there. And I'll remove, I'll set these to the side. I'll remove the zeros though. So we've still got 2 moisture tokens in the bag, 1 hard bean, and 1 defective bean. So now that we've roasted, we take all of these tokens and put them back in the bag and give it a good shuffle. And now is the time to decide, do we want to go to cup testing or do we want to have another round? And for cup testing, we're aiming to have a roast level of 14 on this one, and we've only got a total of 5 in the bag. And so I think we're pretty unlikely to have a very good cup test if we did that now. So we're going to go another round. I think these are pretty shuffled, so we'll advance the round marker. And now we draw 9 tokens from the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So first we've got a couple of moisture tokens. Those go away. We got rid of those pretty quickly. So they're not clogging up our draws anymore. We've got 1 defective bean. We'll live with that for a minute. couple of flavor tokens. These are both aroma. And then we've got 4 of these. We've got 2 0 level roasts and 2 1s. Now I could use these flavor tokens to take any of these 3 effects. I couldn't take this top one because that one needs to be a body token, but an aroma token goes here and any token goes on either of those spots, and then I gain the immediate effect. But I won't be able to take any of these effects on the right side because both of these flavor tokens are aroma tokens, and those require the dispersion effect where you take one of your roast tokens and you split it into 2. And I can't split a 0 into more zeros. I can't split a 1 into like a 1 and a 0. I've got to have at least a 2 to do that. But you know what I think I might do is I'll place a 0 here and a 1 here. And now I've got this wild flavor token that's going to go back in the bag. And so I could have placed those on different rounds, but I just happen to have it now. It seemed like a good time to place it. So I think I'm done with effects. So I'm going to go ahead and roast these 2 beans. This 1 becomes a 2. The 0 becomes a 1. I've increased the total count by 2. But I have removed a 1. So let me knock this back down just to keep track. Because I've only got 6 in the bag now. This one is missing. So I get rid of the 0 and put the tokens back in the bag. I could have used this effect to remove that defective bean, but I know I'm about to get some smoke, so I think if I'm going to use that, I'd rather save it. So let's shuffle this up. Do I want to do cup testing? No, I don't think it's the time for that now. So I move up to here, and now we're in a red zone. We're going to take these 2 smoke tokens and throw them in the bag immediately. Shuffle that up, and now I get to draw 10 tokens. And while we're in the red zone, anything that we roast goes up 2 levels. So let's start drawing our 10 tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So we've got some flavor tokens here. We've got some smoke and a bunch of zeros. So the zeros, if we roast them, all become 2s. Because everything goes up twice. One notable exception is if you have a hard bean. Hard beans always become a 0. They never go straight from hard bean to a 1. So this would get us a bunch of 2s if we just roast these. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So that would get us up to an 18 on the track. That'd be getting close to cup testing, but not quite there yet. And then I've got these flavor tokens. I can't use them for any of their effects here on the right side because, again, I would have to take 2 of these and combine them and break them in. I'd take 1 of these and break it into 2, and you can't do that with zeros. And then this says I'd have to take any 2 and combine them into 1, and again, can't do that with zeros. So the only effects available to me are these on the left side. And you know what? I might take this body token and place it here and gain this effect here to draw 2 more out of the bag. If we're going to double roast this time, it might be good to get a couple more beans roasted. So we get flavor token and a 0. All right, so that's 1 more we can roast. And I think that's it for tokens. So let's go ahead and roast these. So all of these zeros become 2s. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. We went up by 14. So we're at 6. That gets us up to 20. And then all these zeros get removed. And so I know we've got 2 smoke tokens still. One of them's here, the other's still in the bag. There's still 1 more hard bean, no more moisture, 1 defective bean. We haven't burned any beans, and I've only gotten rid of a body token, which is good because that's the only token type I don't need. So we still have 3 of these, and we need 2. These aroma tokens. We have 2 acidity tokens, and we need 1. And then we've got the wild token as well. So we're in good shape, I think. So I'm going to take these 2s, flavor tokens, and the smoke token, and they all go back in the bag. But I don't think I'm ready for cup tasting yet. I need to get to, again, 14 is what I'm aiming for, and I've got 20 in the bag. I probably want a little bit more. 1 more round of roasting, I think, is a good idea. So I'll shuffle these up real good and advance the marker, and next round. Now we draw 11 from the bag. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. So a lot of flavor tokens, it looks like. Here we go. We've got a defective bean. Here's a hard bean. That's the last one of those. And we're not in the red zone right now, so these would all go up by 1. And I think I'm going to use some flavor effects on this one. So I'm going to spend one of these preservation tokens, or it's an acidity token, but I'm going to use the preservation effect. And I'm going to preserve this 2 and this 0. So they're over here. They're over here. They're not going to be roasted. And then I'm placing it on this spot where I can place any token. And then I'm going to use this one next, and I want to place it here, so I have to use that effect. I'm using this as a body token, so I must take the concentration effect. So I'm going to take these 2 ones, and I'm going to concentrate them into a 2, like so. And then that does not roast either, so these get removed. And now I can place that token here. And this cup effect will go over here. So when I draw these 2 spaces on my cup testing, I'll draw 2 tokens and keep 1, returning the other to the bag. So now I go ahead and roast, and I've just got this hard bean that's going to turn into a 0. So I haven't actually increased the roast level of the bag at all this round. So this stuff goes back in the bag now. There we go. And I am not going to cup testing, so I'm going to go to the next round. I need to add 3 more smoke to the bag, and this time I draw 12 tokens. And I've got to imagine this will be the last round. But we'll see. There's a lot of smoke in there now. I wouldn't mind drawing like 5 smoke and a defective bean and getting rid of it with this effect, with ideally a body token. I don't think that's how it's going to go, but that would be my preference. 1, 2, 3. All right, none of the things that I said so far. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh boy, and we're in the red zone, aren't we? So this is going to be something. Let's get all of our potentially roastable bean tokens down here. So 0 would become a 2, the 1s would become 3s, and all these 2s would become 4s, and this would be very roasted indeed. We've got a couple smoke here and 2 flavor tokens. Well, it's not very efficient, but I think I'm going to take this aroma token and place it there to eliminate these 2 smoke tokens. I wish I had more bad stuff to eliminate, but I want to hold on to this acidity token because now in the bag I've got exactly what I need as far as these 3 flavor tokens. I have exactly 2 aroma tokens and 1 acidity, so I don't want to get rid of any more. But I guess I'm going to roast now, so these 2s all become 4s. That's a lot of 4s. This is going to be 1 dark cup of coffee, I'm thinking. The 1s become 3s, and the 0 becomes a 2. We'll take it from there. So I've gone up 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 roast levels. We're at 20, so that's going to get us up to 36. That is super high. Higher than I want, but let's put these tokens back in the box, and then these tokens are all going to go in the bag. And the question is, do I want to roast for another round? And the answer to that is definitely not. I want to go to cup testing. So let's go to cup testing. We got to shuffle this up, mix them up real good in this bag. Make sure they're not getting stuck in those corners. And now we're going to start to draw. So let's draw where do I want this? Let's draw the first token. We have smoke. That's a rough start. Let's go ahead and put that in the tray. So we'll draw our next token. And we have a flavor token. Let's take that, and that'll take up a spot. So we've got 1 of our 3 flavor tokens now. It's important to not get 0, so 1 is good. Now we've got a 4. I mean, that was bound to happen. We're going to take it. There's a lot of 4s in here. Next one, another 4. Okay, so we're already up to 8, and we've got 7 more tokens to draw. That's something. So now for these two, I get to draw 2 and place 1 with the second going back in the bag. So here's 2. I've got a 4 and a smoke. Oof. I'm going to take the 4. And the smoke goes back in the bag. And at least now I've got 3 tokens that are all the same number. So that'll get me some skill points, which will help make up for the fact that I am going to make this way too dark. I'll probably get no points. So we're at 12 already. So again, I draw 2 tokens, place 1, a 4 and a 4. Not much of an option there. Okay. So I'm up to 16. I've already gone too far. So this is going to be a real problem. Draw the next token, a 3. Oops, put that back in there. I do not want a 3. I wonder how many 4s are in there. I don't remember. I think there's more 4s coming. But yeah, if I can avoid it, I won't place the 3. Let's draw another. Smoke. Not going to place that. All right, now I'm just going to have to live with the draws. Oh. That's not good. Nobody wants a defective bean in their coffee. A 0, that's really good. Needed that. Draw again. A 2, that's getting real dark. I can't add any more numbers. Come on, give me some flavor tokens. 2, oh, bad. Very bad. And finally, oh, another smoke. This was miserable. Okay. So if we add up all of our numbers here, we've got 16, 18, 20. 20 is not even on the chart, so it's like an immediate failure. But we'll go ahead and score up whatever else we can. We'll just say it's worth 0. The smoke is -1 point, and the defective bean is -2 points. So I'm at -3. But I do have 4 tokens of the same number, so that gets me 2 skill points. That gets me up to -1, and I have 1 of the needed matching flavor tokens, so that gets me 1 point. So that gets me to a whopping 0. That is one disgusting cup of coffee. So I guess it's just a case of art imitating life, because as much as I like coffee, I'm not an expert coffee roaster in reality by any means. But hey, that's okay. So again, I scored 0. Normally you play 3 games. So what I like to typically do is take my score after 1 game and just multiply it by 3 and see how I did. So that's still 0. I'm not going to look that up in the book. That's not good. But I have been playing a lot of bigger, heavier games lately, and I just kind of wanted something a little bit lighter, and I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed as well by all of the games that have crowdfunding are just all showing up at once, and I'm having a hard time keeping up with unboxing them, let alone learning them and playing them and, enjoying them, which is the whole point. So I want to try and get this one on the channel because it's a little bit simpler, but let me know in the comments, one, what you think of Coffee Roaster. Do you enjoy it? I know there's a couple versions out there, and there's some opinions on the different versions, even though the gameplay should be the same. But if you're any good at this game, let me know where I went completely wrong in this playthrough. And then secondly, leave some comments to let me know what type of games it is you want to see, just in general. Like I said, I've been playing a lot of the big box games lately, and I think people are generally here for that. I've got Voidfall and Anachrony and Endeavor Deep Sea and Terraforming Mars, and I throw Spirit Island in that category, probably a few others. I love playing all those games. I'm not going to stop playing any of those games. They're going to be around, don't worry. But what's your opinion on some of these lighter games like this? Obviously I do a lot of the button shy wallet game playthroughs, and then I've done some other lighter games, with or without official solo rules, things like Sky Team or King Domino or Wormholes or Biomos, Stellar Drift. I know I recently had a request for the Night Cage. I'll do that again. I think there's a Friday the 13th coming up. But what are you here for? Do you like the bigger games? Do you like the lighter games? Do you like some variety? Or do you just want to see new stuff? Let me know what you're interested in, and I'm just curious. And while you're doing that, be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe so you don't miss anything else. But that's what I've got this time on Table for One. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I hope you have an awesome week. I'll see you in the next video.